Hello and welcome to this Python tutorial series for beginners. Today's video will be about the installation of Python and writing your first program. So before we start, let me tell you a few things about this series. This series is for complete beginners. So if you've never coded before or want to learn the basics again, don't worry, you've come to the right place. And even if you're an intermediate programmer, you can still go through this video because I'll be going through a lot of depth and you can definitely learn something new. But just make sure you watch all the videos in this order because they all build on each other. But besides that, there's nothing else to talk about except why learn Python in the first place. So Python is a very simple and easy to learn language for beginners, but it's also very widely used in machine learning and data science. So let's get started. Okay, so to install Python, what you need to do is to go onto Chrome or whichever browser you use and type python.org. And then you're gonna get to this website. So there's a lot of different versions of Python that you can use. There's the latest version, which is 3.15, and this is a pre-release. And there's a lot older, but for this video we're going to be using 3.14 because it's the latest stable version of Python. So we're going to press get the standard version 3.12 and we're going to press save. Then we're going to wait for it to install and we press here and then you get this page here. So in Python 3.15 this installer isn't going to work anymore and there's going to be a different installer, which is this here. But for this video and for what I'm working on now, we're still going to be using this because this is still a pre-release of 3.15, so we're using 3.14. So the most important thing to do when downloading Python is to press add python.exe to path, because if you don't do this, you won't be able to access Python from the command prompt and install any of the other libraries. So do this, and you can also press use admin privileges and press install now. It's going to give you a pop-up and you're going to have to click yes. And then this process, it doesn't usually take long, but yeah, we're going to wait for it to finish. Okay, so a minute later, now it's done. So we press close and we got rid of this. So let's go into the command prompt. And to make sure that our Python was installed properly and now you can access it from the command prompt and install all the important libraries you need, like Pygame and yeah. So let's say Python, just press Python and you're gonna get Python 3.14. So if you don't get this, if you say Python 3 and it works, let's see if it works for me. I don't think it's gonna work. Yeah, so Python 3 doesn't work, but Python works. So what's important is that one of these two works for you, Python 3 or Python. If this doesn't work, you have to go through the installation again because this is the most important part, in my opinion. Okay, so now we can go to the search bar and we can say Python. You're gonna see this is an old version that I had, so don't go through anything that says manuals because that's not really important. Now we have Python 3.14. Let's see if this works. And yeah, this is basically the command prompt that we used before. This is useful, but it's not, you can't do anything on this other than a single line of code. So projects won't work. You can just use this to run something, check if you can import, and yeah. So let's say, for example, 3 plus 2, see if it works, and we got 5. Okay, but as you can see, when you press enter, it gives you the output straight away, and you can't enter another line of code. So let's press X and type idle. So you're gonna see this. There's Python 3.14. So IDLE stands for Integrated Development and Learning Environment. So this is an editor that comes pre-installed with Python. So let's wait for it to open. And here it is. So what this page does is the exact same thing as the other Python program that we just opened. So let's say 3 plus 2 again. and we're gonna get 5. But if you press file, a new file, here is where you can write programs without getting the output straight away, and then you can run it later. But we're gonna go through that in a bit. So yeah. Okay, so you can do a lot of things on idle here. You can do 3 plus 2, which you already went through. You can print stuff, but we're gonna do that in the in a new file. So we're gonna go file, new file, and this is where you can code and you can make projects. So let's start with this. We're gonna do one thing in today's video, and then we're gonna get more in depth in the next videos. So for now, let's just learn about how to print and what the print function does. So all you need to do is write print and then brackets and then parentheses and then hello world, or whatever you want inside here. It's all gonna work. Then you close the parentheses and then you close the brackets. So if we run this as it is here, it is not gonna work because there is 2 different types of parentheses, as you can see. This is a double parentheses and this is a single, so it's not gonna work. You can either use 2 double parentheses or you can use 2 single parentheses. It doesn't change anything, it's just a matter of preference. I usually use single parentheses because yeah, I don't have to press the shift button, but this doesn't matter, it's just personal choice. Okay, so to run this with the function of print, to run this, what you're gonna have to do is press run and run module. Now it's gonna ask you to save. And what you're gonna do is just choose where you want to save this. I have a, okay, let's do this, go to here. I have a folder for every project and you can just put every script in there and it makes it more easy. So let's say episode 1 and let's print it and it says hello world. So if we say something else, let's put this here, and if we change, let's copy this and let's paste it here and let's ask what your name is. For now you're not gonna get the ability to answer, but you're just gonna get the question itself. So let's see if it says what is your name. Let's press enter. We're gonna run. You can either run it or you can press F5 on your keyboard straight away, it doesn't matter. So we're gonna press run and here it's gonna say, well, hello world, what is your name? If we want it to go in the other order, we can get rid of this, press enter, paste it here, run it again, and the order is gonna change. Yeah. So this is your first program. We're not gonna get more in depth because for now, this is, if you just know how this works, every single time you do it, you're not gonna get an error. You know what the quotation marks are if you use a single or a double quotation mark. So just play around with this by yourself, print different stuff, and if it works for you, you can move on to the next episode. So in the next episode, we're going to be learning about variables and data types, which is going to be a bit more complicated, but it's going to be fun. Okay, so what we learned today is the print function and how it works. And in the next videos, we're going to be learning about data types and variables. So if you like this video, don't forget to like and subscribe. And if you stay and if you watch every single video in this series, you're gonna learn a lot. And after I finish the series, we're gonna move on to more difficult series. So this is the beginner's tutorial, and then there's gonna be an intermediate tutorial, and then we're gonna get into some machine learning stuff.